All right, so there are three things we need to know how to do with complex numbers. First of all, you need to be able to take the complex plane, which you're going to learn more about this tomorrow, but it's very similar to our XY coordinate plane, except here are my real numbers, and here are my imaginary numbers. So here would be 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. This is I, 2I, 3I, -I, -2I, -3I. So I'm going to label this a little bit just so you can see. This would be I, 2I, 3I. So that's called the complex plane. Like I said, we're going to learn more about this tomorrow. But you need to know how to take a complex number. So let's say 2 plus 3I. And to plot this, I would go over to 2 and up to 3I. And we often represent complex numbers as an arrow. They're sometimes called a vector. So, like I said, we'll learn more about that tomorrow, but you got to be able to plot them. Not too bad, pretty similar to things you've done before. You need to know how to add and subtract them. Let me put here, over here, graphing complex numbers. You need to know how to add and subtract them. Which is very similar to adding and subtracting like terms. So let's say we have 8 plus 3I plus 7 plus 5I. Well, we're going to combine the like terms. I'm going to combine my real numbers, which are 8 and 7, together are 15. And I'm going to combine my non-real numbers. 3I plus 5I is 8I. Subtracting is very similar, but it does add one little step. So if I have 8 plus 3I minus 7 plus 3I, before I do anything, I'm going to distribute this negative to the second set of numbers and change their signs. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to combine 8 minus 7 is 1. 3I minus 3I is 0I. So that's adding and subtracting. And then the last step is to multiply complex numbers. So if we have 5 plus 3I times 9 plus 8I. Well, this is also very similar to what you've seen before. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 8I is 40I. 3I times 9 is 27I. And 3I times 8I is 24I squared. So very similar to that distributive property we do with binomials. Now we need to do some simplification. So let's write the steps over here. First, you distribute. Next, we're going to simplify. So there's two things we got to look for. We need to change I squared to -1. So right here, this is 24 times -1, which is going to be -24. And then the last thing is to combine like terms. So what is 40i plus 27i? Well, that's 67i. And what is 45 minus 24? That is 21. So I have to squeeze that in, but that's the last example. So 3 things you need to be able to do with complex numbers: graph them, add and subtract them, and multiply them.